What's up, everybody? Carlton C. Clay here. Welcome to another VPN chat. I am excited about this episode. I say that every time, but you know why? Because I'm equally excited about each episode. I'm excited about each guest I'm talking to rather, and I'm really excited about this person. He is an actor, and he's truly like my big brother. Like I said, he's not my blood brother, but he might as well be. He is definitely someone I definitely refer to as big bro. I want to introduce you to my guy, Donald Ross Jr.
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. Thank you for being here for VPN chat. Definitely had to get you on this joint. We got to talk about your experience with Victory Productions and just your background and just a little bit behind the scenes stuff. Not too much, we don't want to scare the
Right,
people.
right,
but,
right,
we
right.
definitely just gonna chop it up real quick. Before we get into VPN stuff, let's get into some stuff with you. Um, First of all, we got to congratulate you. Congratulations on retiring from the military. We definitely want to congratulate you on that. Clap it up for Don on that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for all that you have done for this country. We definitely appreciate you, bro. We definitely want to make sure that you have your flowers and know that we love you and we thank you for just serving for the country, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you
No,
so much.
no problem, no problem. How does it feel to be retired?
It feels amazing.
Mm,
It feels amazing. After 26 years of service, to not have to worry about certain things is definitely pressure lifted off you. And also just everything is just opened up now. Everything is flexible. I don't need anything. I'm just living life, being a dad and a granddad. Um, and that's it, man. Just chilling.
I think on that part, I was supposed to act surprised when you said granddad, but of course, I know that already. Because I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, let's be real. You don't look like a grandfather, obviously.
right,
So
right,
I know, but I think I was supposed to. That was my part. I was supposed to act like, oh, "What you said, granddad?"
right,
But
right.
this ain't that type of interview. I know. I pretty much know majority of the things about you already. So,
Right, right, right.
um, so how did you get started like with acting? Like how did you get a part of that? Because I mean, obviously the military and acting, being an actor are two completely different fields. So how did you
Right.
get started with acting?
This is so crazy. I think ever since I was maybe in high school, maybe a little bit before that. I think I always felt like I was acting every day. I just felt like I could do it. I used to see people on TV and it's like, man, that person looks like me. Like I think I can do that. And so ever since then, like my mindset is just like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And I just kept saying that over and over. Like I feel like we're acting every day.
Hmm.
Um, and then, here goes my start. And it's like, oh, now you're acting for real. So, it's a little different. Because now you have to worry about someone actually filming you, versus, you just going throughout your day and just doing what you want to do. So my start, I mean, this was maybe 2010, 2010 when I actually, did something the first time. And I probably say, like, it kind of took off kind of quickly. And I don't know if I was really understood like the magnitude of what I was in, the projects I was in at the time. Like they were SAG projects. I didn't know anything about that. So I'm just, really just going through the motions, just trying to get in where I fit in. And looking back on, it's like, oh wow, there was some pretty big projects. But I was also in the army. So it was a lot of things that I couldn't necessarily do. So I was just having fun with that. So
You don't want to name these projects?
well, the projects are I did I did America's Most Wanted. Um the 25th season before that was actually the finale season. so I did that, and also did HBO's Veep, which was amazing. Just to be around, the star power of that. So, those are my two big projects that I've done. Then I've also done a commercial, a Yingling commercial, beer commercial, where it was my hand in there, but it was still
But
enough.
your hand is a part of you, so therefore
Of
you were
course,
in the
yeah.
commercial as well.
Right, right, right. So those are pretty big, and I think my momentum was, it was definitely strong then. But I had to move. I had to fulfill my military obligations, and once I moved to another location, it was, that momentum slowed, until uh, I met the great Carlton T. Clay,
Here we
and then
go.
everything started to pick back up. And so I have to thank you, sir, for reviving my the opportunity, and just really allowing me to thrive with my passion. So I appreciate you, brother, for real.
Oh man, you are more than welcome. We're gonna get into that shortly, but let's definitely start. Let's talk about our beginning. Because this is hilarious. So it's so very often that you get people, you have these little small roles that you have to fill for,
Hmm.
for these scenes. And at the time I needed a police officer, somebody to play a detective or whatever.
Right.
And shout out to Cedric Johnson. Cedric actually was the one that
Uh-huh.
connected us.
Uh-huh.
Um and so Donald, he submitted or he got in contact with me. Something happened. Either way, Donald got casted for this role. This is for the Lions Den. This is for season
Hmm.
7, and he played the detective that actually goes in and arrests AJ and finds Rebecca dead and all this other good stuff. So
Uh-huh.
never in my life had I had somebody that only had like one or two lines contact me so much. Like it was literally text message, emails. It was like, okay, I want to make sure what am I doing? What is my motivation? What do I need to wear? What is this? Da-da-da. I was like, bro, I am going to send it
Right.
when I get to it. I will get it to
Yes.
you.
Yes.
He was so excited, which honestly looking back, I can appreciate that because that means obviously you took it seriously and you definitely wanted to make sure that you were at your best form. But this is before I knew you. I'm like, to me,
Right.
you're just a stranger that is like really like
Enthusiastic.
enthusiastic about these two lines
Right.
that
Right.
you that you had, and then I mean, of course, I had other stuff that I was dealing with at the time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if this man don't relax until I send him what I need to send him,
Man, listen. That time frame was so crazy. And definitely shout out to Cedric for just even connecting us like that. He was like, "Yeah, if you want to do this, I know somebody that could," and it just took off from there. But the only thing that I knew was to be professional, to be on time, to get as much information as I can so I can do the best that I can. And I treated it just like that. And I hope that I've maintained that attitude, because I still feel the same way like I did when I first started, especially working with you. Like it's nothing changed. Like I treat you like, okay, what's up? Like I'm ready. Let's go. So that was a fun time, and I definitely laugh about that, because I really wanted to just make sure I was in the right place at the right time so I can deliver these lines. Because to me, this was my big break, and just to be honest, like this was my big break of like I'm starting again. So
Mhm.
I treated it just like that was my opportunity, that was my moment, and you gave that to me, and I am forever grateful for that.
that's that's uh that's humbling, definitely. Because again, it was just is to not to belittle the what we did, but I mean,
Hmm.
in retrospect, it's just a show. It was just a show on the web
Right.
that we had been doing, and so for you to actually like look at it bigger than what it was. Yeah, that's special for real. Um, and it is what's crazy is the obviously if for people who saw the lines that you saw the scene, that house obviously is
Mm-hmm.
our spare house that we use to actually keep our stuff, and it was so it's nothing like really pretty to look at, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I know you probably showed up. You was like, where in the world this man got me at? um
Oh man.
but yeah, so I would say that you definitely that left a lasting impression on me, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to continue working with you for sure. Which leads us to Karma, which is the next series that you were a part of. Um,
Yeah.
you were on the last two seasons of that series. You played
Mm-hmm.
Donovan, you played Courtney Gray's cousin on the
Yep.
series. What were your initial thoughts when you got the scripts for that role?
Oh man. I would say, I was still at a learning phase of like acting. And
Mhm.
we're always in a continuous phase of learning, especially for acting, because it is always better ways to do stuff or to improve. So, I'm just thinking like, how do I, remember these lines? And that's all I was thinking. But what I found was when I started to get into spaces with the other actors, especially Courtney. Shout out to Courtney. Um, just gave me so many gems and encouraged me and pushed me and got me, and really I a lot of stuff that he's said to me, during that time frame, I still hold on to that. So it's like I was just like, I just want to try to do the best I can at that time, but also learning from your other actors that you had on set.
Yeah. I so those last two seasons, let's just get to the real. Um I mean, we're not gonna pussyfoot any of this.
Right,
Those
right,
last two seasons were very difficult for me just because
yes,
it was so much going on, and I was trying to first of all, I made the mistake of trying to shoot two seasons at one time. Never, I said I would never do
yes,
that again.
yes,
But the only reason
yes,
we did that was because originally one of the actors said he was moving, or he said he had to leave, or something. He said
right,
he was leaving, or something was happening, but it wasn't. He
right,
wasn't clear. It was. He didn't say he was coming back. It made it seem like he was leaving, like I'm about to be about. So I was like, all right, we got to shoot all his
right.
scenes with all the scenes that y'all got together, and it was a
Yeah,
cluster. And of course, if you watch seasons 4 and 5, you can tell that we shot them all at different times because Courtney's hair was up and down. Um,
oh man,
Kiara's hair was curly one day, straight the next. It was just
right,
so
right,
many discrepancies in that
right,
season.
right.
But you know what's crazy though? People love that show. I didn't realize how
Yeah,
many people really love Karma. Like
yeah, yeah,
even though the premise of the whole show changed in season 3 when Karma was no longer on the show, people still actually hold that as their one of their favorite web series, which is
right.
mind blowing to me. I would not put that at my top at all.
Oh wow,
I
wow.
wouldn't honestly. I mean, I wouldn't think people like it as much as they do. So
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, reading the script, that was, you know, phenomenal for me. So I was already in it. But that also introduced me to the world of independent filming.
mm,
So I learned so much from watching you, and all the struggles and all the triumphs too, as well, of how to be on set and what to expect when you're dealing with your indie filmmakers. So nothing rattled me going forward. It's like I'm in the trenches. Like, I've served in the army, and I know how a lot of stuff goes when it
yeah.
comes to, this is what it is. So
Mm,
that wasn't. that wasn't new to me. But seeing that was new, but I was able to like adapt and just move on because you know, I don't even know what's going on. I'm just there, to act, and I'm carrying on. I don't have a care in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to focus on the craft. So I don't never know nothing.
And I always tell you this, that I want you to just stay like that, because it be like I be telling you stuff and you be like, I ain't know that. I was like, yeah,
Not at all.
just stay ignorant in the good way.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, just don't be doing stuff. I will say this though, cause this there's a particular scene, and if people pay attention, if you're really fans of VPN content, you will realize that there's a scene that's in Karma that we repeated and redid in Pastor Thorne.
Mm.
Did you realize that? It's your scene.
I know if you tell me, I know if you tell me, I'll probably be like, you know what? Yeah.
So the scene where Donovan finds out that his wife is pregnant,
Yes.
that's the same scene in
Yeah.
Pastor Thorne.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely remember that, and I think I said it that day
yeah.
when
I
we
was
did
like,
it.
I was like, that was on purpose. I was like, we are going to redo this scene because
Yes.
honestly, and then again, we got to be honest. That scene, what y'all see, is not
Right.
how that was supposed to go.
Right.
And we shot that so many times, and I had somewhere to be, and I was like, you
Yes.
know what? Huh, I guess this is what we're
Yeah.
gonna get.
Look, and
So
look, this was during, you talking about during Karma, right?
yes, yes, I'm talking about
Yeah.
Karma. Yes,
And look, and I'm still new at this point, but I knew I was okay. I
I
knew I
agree.
was okay.
You were, I think, but you were fine. But I think if your scene partner would have been actually present,
Right.
then I think the performance could have been elevated.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
mean, yeah, we've all grown since that
Yeah,
time frame. So I
absolutely.
definitely look back on it like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was doing that right there. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did that. So
Yeah. So that would, but like I said, that scene was definitely done over on purpose. I was like, nah, that could, I need that to be how I need it to be.
oh my gosh.
Just keep it all the way 100.
Yeah,
So
no, that was funny. That was funny. I definitely remember that.
yeah. So then we move to of course my favorite series that we've ever done in life. We move on to Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Which for people who may not know, I purposely wrote that for you and Courtney because first of all, you and Courtney, y'all's relationship, y'all's chemistry, the way y'all working relationship was, to me, was absolutely top notch. I was like, I have to take this and put it somewhere else. And I wrote Brotherhood for you two, and I was like, yeah, we gotta do something. And I definitely just again wanted to do a show about men and the things that we deal with and the emotions that we feel, because a lot of times people think we ain't got no emotions.
Mm,
We just move, you know what I'm saying? Or we've been taught to not have emotions, or we've been taught
right.
to feel those emotions or deal with those emotions that we do have. So I just thought it was important to do a show about that and just actually see these men and how they deal with the different situations that they have to encounter in life.
Yeah.
So you play
Yeah.
Alex, and Alex had a lot of things going on. Alex had a lot of stuff going on. He comes in, first of all, he's the long lost half brother of Benji. And then we find out he's best friends with, somebody he's in the military with. And then he's sleeping with the best friend wife. First of all, he moved in with them, and then he's sleeping with the best friend wife with Tamika. Then we found out later that he's a former drug addict. He has an addiction. Uh, and yeah, he's just got a lot of stuff, a lot of layers going on.
Yeah.
How did you feel about portraying Alex? Because again, he went through a lot from season 1 to season 4. So
Man, I'll tell you what, even hearing that now, it's like, wow. I don't think I realized it at the time. And that's, I think that's uh my immaturity to acting. Um, because now I look back on it and I appreciate, like, dang, I had a lot of layers. And I know I hear a lot of the top actors talk about the arc of the character. And I'm just like, man, if I could go back and play that now, um, I would absolutely say I would be a much stronger character, because now I'm understanding how I'm actually moving through uh, the seasons. But just you saying that, man, I'm just like astonished. Like, yo, I really had all that going on, with this character. And it was great. Hopefully I was able to deliver, you know, where I was at the time. But now, if you were to tell me to play that character, oh man, it would be so much deeper, just based off of understanding, like, okay, I'm moving, I'm growing, and this is all the stuff I got to deal with. So I would incorporate all of that into my performance. So man, I just appreciate it.
is there one particular scene that you can remember that you would do differently? Knowing the things that you know now, is just something that you did with Alex that you would be like, hey, I would do that totally different.
Man, that's hard. I would probably have to watch it again, but I will say I would probably do the the scene with me and Courtney, like when I first met him.
Hmm.
I would probably do that again, and it would go a lot different, because now I could actually now understand, like, hey, Courtney, let's try it this way.
Hmm.
Let me do it this way, or let me say this. And even just that whole with our dad as well.
Hmm.
Um, I think I would definitely do that differently, and that would probably set the tone for how it would be, moving forward.
Okay, so your thoughts on just reading the script again, because even just with season 1, there was so much going on. Like, what were your initial thoughts when you got the script for Brotherhood?
I I'm just thinking, I'm just ready to shoot. I'm just like, okay, I gotta remember these lines. I don't know what he's gonna ask of me, but my at the moment, I was just trying to focus on learning the lines. And like I said, if I were to go back and reshoot this, instead of just reading, just trying to learn the lines, I would understand where I was, um in those scenes, so then I could portray it a little bit better. So that's all I was thinking really during that time, was just learning the lines and just making sure I, you know, get it right.
What was your favorite storyline that you had?
um, I think, I know it's crazy, but I mean I liked the storyline with Tamika. I like that story. Of course, I love the storyline with my brother, trying to understand him. And this is towards, later on in the later seasons. I definitely love that, and how that was going. So I would say those are my favorite like parts.
Let's talk about the fist. And for people who are on Spotify, you can't see me, but Donald does this thing. And okay, so season 3, there's a scene where, and shout out to Sa Jules because she brings this up all the time.
Every time.
There's a scene where Alex and Q, which is Carlos Hall's character, and Frank's
And
character
Frank.
Brock,
Yep.
they're having a conversation. Well, first Alex and Brock are having a conversation, and then that's when he tells Brock that he's been sleeping with Q's wife. Well, this she's passed by now, but blah blah blah. So then,
Right.
of course, Q comes in. There's this big confrontation, and for some reason, Donald makes the character choice to raise his fist like this, like Black Power. Now,
Oh my gosh.
I felt like you gave me an explanation then. I don't remember because every time I watch it with Saw, I try to explain for you, and it doesn't work.
Right.
Because I
Right.
don't remember what the rationale was behind the fist
Look,
like
it
this, and I was like, I don't. I said he wanted
see,
to do,
look, that see, look, that
and then hold on, but then it's not like you did it on one take. You did it every take. So
I had to commit. I
so
had
I
to
was
commit
like,
to it.
I don't know what I said. He just decided to. That's what Alex does. I don't know the fist. I don't know. I can't explain it. So I'm going to give you a chance to explain
Wow.
the fist.
This is for Side Jules. Actually, this is specifically for her. So the fist wasn't meant to be like this, okay? It wasn't meant to be like that. It was it was a like it was like this, like man, you lucky. That's what the fist was about. However, during the time, it kind of got twisted a little bit. It didn't quite turn over all the way. So it came out like that. But it was supposed to be this, like you lucky. And that's for you, Sir Jules.
Oh god! So your hand just didn't quite make the
It didn't
transition.
quite it didn't quite turn over the way I wanted it. It was just it was like, yeah. So
Oh gosh!
that's the explanation for that. And I had to commit to it. Okay.
Oh gosh! So I'm gonna ask you, is that one of the scenes that you would do over if you had the opportunity to do that scene over?
Um
I'm gonna need you to say yes.
only only to do this. That's
The,
it.
the, the, the,
Just just that.
got you.
That's it. That's all I can say with that.
Gosh. Oh gosh. So yeah, okay, yeah, definitely, definitely had to bring that up because that's one of the most talked about scenes. With Brotherhood is the fist, definitely the fist. Now let's talk
Yeah.
about this these two relationships that Alex has put himself into become a part of, and so we have the relationship with Tamika and we have the relationship with Jordan Dixon. I want you to talk about the differences between, and I'm not talking about the acting, I'm talking about the characters. Talk about the differences between Alex's relationship with Tamika and Alex's relationship with Jordan. Besides the fact that Tamika was married, that's the obvious. But yeah, what's the difference between those relationships in your mind? Like, how is Alex thinking about those relationships?
Um, I think with Tamika, obviously, I had known about her for a long time, so it was probably much probably deeper because I probably was thinking about her on a deeper level for a longer period of time.
Hmm.
And so I was probably closer to her in that aspect, even though, Jordan, we were all in the same, unit, but we wasn't I don't think if I was really looking at her like that. But with Tamika, I think I was looking at her like that at one point in time because of, you know, what Q was doing, and you know, so I think that was really like the only difference. And the
Mhm.
fact that I was like, she was there. Like I was there, she was there, and you put people in the same room together, and there's no boundaries, or you know things can happen, and that's exactly what happened.
So even though Alex and Jordan definitely have a history,
Yeah.
you feel like Alex's relationship with Tamika was deeper.
Yeah, I do. I think, with Jordan, it was probably easier. Of course, with Tamika, it was complicated. So that probably made it even more desirable. And I know that's terrible, because she was married. With Jordan, it's a little bit easier because we basically been friends. So
Hmm.
it's like, that's like the easy choice, even though it was definitely explosive. You know, it was sexy. It was all of that. Um, but as far as like the deeper and being, you know, more taboo, it was with Tamika. So I was probably drawn to that more.
We've talked about offline a lot how you learned so much from the people that you shared scenes with. What are some of the lessons that you've learned from Shay and
Oh my
Kiara
gosh.
and
Oh
Janika? Like
man.
you learned so, and not just the women, Courtney, different people that Reggie, different people that you work with. What are some of the lessons that you've learned as an actor?
I could tell them. I mean, I could go have a long list with all of them. Um, but I will say to them, all of those people that you just named, Courtney, Janika, Kiara, Shay, Reggie, and I know I'm probably missing some of the
Just
Kevin.
yeah.
It's like everybody I've been on, like I want to thank y'all. I'm telling y'all have taught me so much without even saying anything to me. I'm watching y'all. I'm listening to y'all. Like I'm doing all of that. Like I'm not just think I know everything. No, I'm paying attention to y'all. Like I'm looking at y'all, your mannerisms and how you deliver lines, and how you prepare for the lines. I'm looking at all of that, and I want to say thank y'all for helping me get to where I'm at right now. Like, because without y'all, like, I would be stuck. I would be stuck. And y'all just taught me so much. Shay, she gave me, you know, her her ability to deliver these lines and make you believe them is just crazy. It's just crazy. Um, Courtney just, encouraging me, like, to not be afraid to let it go. I mean, and you definitely got on me a couple of times too. Like, don't be afraid. It's like let it go. Like, give me more. And eventually you hear that, and he's like, you know what? Let me do this. Let me try this. Let me do this. Janika, same thing. Like everybody, I see their performances, and I really just sit in admiration, and I'm really just taking notes of like, okay, he did it like that. Reggie, that's another guy, man. He just phenomenal when it comes to playing these certain characters. So I'm definitely just picking up stuff from how he does it and how he delivers and how he performs. So man, I trust me, mostly all of the VPN actors that I've been in scenes with or been on set with definitely learned something from all of them, and I appreciate y'all.
I will say this, like I said, I have definitely seen the growth. When we, not even. talking about when we first started. I'm talking about Brotherhood specifically. Like you, I remember one time on set. This is the last season, and you recorded. We talking about tapping in. I specifically
Hmm.
remember that conversation that y'all had. I was setting up, and I could overhear y'all talking, and I could definitely see that you took the notes that he gave you. I could see the difference, the progression from season one to where you were at season four. Like you, like bro, you tapped in. Like it was scenes. It was just like this man is like you can see it, and I honestly watching you all grow, watching you all develop, that pushes me to be a better writer. That pushed me to be a
Mm.
better director. So it's for me, it's not me telling y'all what to do. It's pretty much me. I'm learning from y'all too, like just kind of seeing, all right, how can I better direct or how can I write? I remember I think yeah, I did share this with you. I had opportunity to write for somebody, uh a main person. The project didn't go anywhere, unfortunately, but I had the opportunity to write a script for them. And I remember getting the notes back saying go deeper. And
Mm.
I remember I shared that with you, and you was like, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Go deep into, and that stuck with me as far as specifically with writing Brotherhood. It was like how tap into those emotions that you are afraid to tap into, even as a writer. Like, give these characters some dimension and don't just keep them all stagnant. Yeah, you're gonna have some dramatic moments. Of course,
Right.
they have some crazy moments in the show, but what? How can these characters? How can people actually relate to these characters by actually making them three dimensional versus just making them the typical people? And so that's watching you guys again grow and develop has helped me a lot. So I definitely want to take the time to say thank you guys for just tapping in, and that helped me to tap in too. So I definitely
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yes. And Courtney will tell you, anybody will tell you, like, I want to be in the scenes with my teachers, because I really want to show them, like, no, this is what you taught me, and I'm about to show you. I'm
And
about to give it to you.
I remember you saying that every time. Like I said, especially the last season, I remember you saying that specifically to Courtney each time. You was like, "Yeah, I want to show you what you taught me," and you was like, really,
Yeah.
you were like a excited little kid. Like it was like, I really want to show
Yeah.
you what I could
Yeah.
do, and you did it, bro. Like I said, I feel like the last
Yeah.
season definitely, um, it definitely put the icing on the cake of an already delicious show. So
Yeah.
definitely for sure. Who was your favorite brother out of the brothers on the show? I'm not talking about actors. I'm talking about the characters. Like, who was your favorite brother on Brotherhood?
Um.
Not you. You cannot say Alex.
um. I mean, I feel like it got to be Courtney. I
So
feel like it
Benji.
has to be. Yeah, it has to be Benji,
Why?
because of the stuff he had going on, and I think understanding where he was and where he was coming from, um, that made me want to get right with my brother, you know, and I think that relationship, I think that was like the true meaning of like brotherhood. You're gonna go through some stuff, um, but how do you how do you get through those challenges? You know.
Hmm. What do you think Alex could have done to make things right with his homeboy, his other brother, Q? Because come on, I mean, Alex did Q dirty. Even despite what we learned about what Q did, we're not talking about that though. We talk about their relationship because obviously the revelation that he slept with his wife. definitely
Yeah.
put a splinter in their relationship. So what do you feel like
Yeah.
Alex could have done to try to repair that relationship with Quincy?
Other than rewind time and not sleep with Tamika. Ah, that's a tough one right there. Because once you go there, like the relationship is never gonna be the same. You just hope that it's that you can have a relationship, with your brother. Like that's a crazy concept, and just in real life, like that would be tough.
Mhm.
That would be tough to get through. I don't know if he could have did anything better.
Mm,
Honestly, I
gotcha.
really don't know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So Alex, obviously he transitions into sisterhood. He was on the first episode, well, when it was a series, he was on the first episode of Sisterhood, because him and the season finale of Brotherhood season 3, him and Jordan shared a little
Mhm.
moment. So then we see Alex on the premiere of Sisterhood when it was a series, or if you watch the movie, the beginning of the movie. So we saw you briefly, but we're really gonna see you on Sisterhood too, like really see you, like see
I can't
that,
wait.
really see that
I can't
relationship.
wait.
So
When is it coming out?
you ask me that every time. I don't know. I mean,
When is it coming out?
it
We're
is
ready. We're ready to see it.
it is with the distributor.
I'm ready. Okay.
It is with the distributor. I have no idea when it's coming out. So everything's there. It's in their hands now. Without giving too much away, um, talk about Alex. How do you feel Alex evolves from the series finale of Brotherhood to where he is in Sisterhood 2?
Moving forward, I mean that's probably the best way to describe it. Like he's moving forward with his life. Tamika's dead. Jordan is there, and it's gonna be fireworks. So yeah.
So the way you're saying it, it feels like Alex is using Jordan.
You think so?
How you just described it. You said Tamika's dead, and Jordan's there. So if you're making it seem like Alex does not have any, only feelings that Alex has for Jordan is purely physical. They have no emotional attachment whatsoever. That's how you just
Nah,
described
you
it.
know what? You know what? Jordan is always gonna be locked in because of our military experiences. Like
Uh huh.
she's always gonna be locked in. Like it's never gonna be a time where I'm not gonna love her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just we were in the trenches together. Like we were in at war together. That
Hmm.
means something. That's a that's a deeper uh like loyalty kind of. Like you ain't going nowhere. Like you actually had my back when someone was trying to kill me,
Hmm.
you know? So that relationship and that friendship is always going to be there. So definitely not using her, but I mean, it's just a fact. Tamika dead. it's it's just it's just the fact. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, I see Jordan. She's looking all good. I'm like, hey, okay,
I can't wait for y'all to see Sisterhood too. I think you guys are really going to enjoy how we wrap up this Brotherhood Sisterhood universe.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So once I find out when it comes out, I will let y'all know. But as of now,
okay,
do not ask me any questions about when it's coming out. I have no idea.
got it, got it, got it.
All right, let's move on to the feature films. We got to move on. You were in Redemption for Easter. You played a role in that. You
Yeah.
were very shisty. Yeah, yes, you were shisty. You were shy.
Well,
You were sleeping with the girl. You were sleeping with her to get her to sign the papers to sell, so you can get some money for you and your wife. Shisty.
wow,
There's no other word to describe it.
sir, you wrote it.
That's true. absolutely. But I need you. But I need you to acknowledge that that
I
was shiesty.
acknowledge
Thank you. Thank you very
it
much.
was very shiesty.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love the way, and also that's another person I want to bring up too. You and Nicole, y'all have a amazing. We'll talk about that with For the Love of Christmas,
Yeah.
but you and Nicole have also have. I mean, anybody you work with, honestly, y'all work well together. But it's just certain, like you, like I said, you and Shay, you and Janika, you and
Right.
Kiara, and then I gotta add you and
Yes.
Nicole. Y'all have
Yes.
an amazing chemistry together as well. So y'all were husband and wife on Redemption for Easter.
Uh-huh.
It was brief, but still that scene to me spoke volumes. When it was revealed that she was your wife and that y'all, you said, I'm not talking to you. When you was talking to Shay's character, he was like, don't call here no more, whatever the line was. She's like, I'm done with you. And then you hung
Uh-huh.
up the phone and she was like, the only reason I let you sleep with her is because we need to get this money. Like that scene to me, amazing.
Yeah.
That was one of the
Yes.
highlights to me of the movie, for sure.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to Nicole. Um, that's another one. Like, uh, trust me, if I'm forgetting names, like when you say a name and I'm lighting up, I'm just like, yes, yes, and very brief. Just professional and just just knows like her stuff, and I learned from her as well. Like, so just shout out to Nicole, man, and she's awesome.
Yeah, definitely for sure. That's the homie. Known us since 8th grade. So shout out to
Yeah.
Nicole for sure. So then we move into For the Love of Christmas, the very first film that I believe that's your first leading role, sir. Um,
Yes.
in the film, feature film. How did
Uh,
you feel? Because I definitely wrote that for you. I remember writing a Facebook post and I said, I need somebody to play. I think I said I said my next lead character I'm gonna write, his name's gonna be Rashad. I remember writing that post. And I had, of course, people in the comments. I said, "That's me, that's me, that's me." All in my head, I was like, "Nah, that's Donald. I already know Donald's gonna play
right.
Rashad. I don't know what movie this is gonna be for, but his new name is now Rashad." And so here we are with For the Love of Christmas. How did you feel when you got the script for that role?
So many emotions. Um, and I don't think I took the time to really understand, like, yo, no, this is your movie. Um, and even today, I'm so humbled and so grateful that you chose me to um just play this out. Like, I'm so honored. I'm so honored and I'm so thankful. So I just appreciate you for taking that chance on me and say, hey, I want you to play this. So many emotions, man. I just again, and I'm still learning, you know, acting as I go. It's a continuous thing. So if you were to ask me to play that first movie again, I would do it at a much deeper level. I just really would. Um, but of course the script was great. Um, and I had a lot of fun filming it.
I think for me it was important because again I know you, I know how goofy you are, and I thought it was
Yeah,
important for people to see the comedic side of you because I mean obviously the stuff I've
yeah,
written for you in the past it was all drama, and I was like let's see him in a different light. I think it was important for people to see that, and I think
right.
it was great to actually see the fun side of who you are. Um, of course, you knocked it out the park. I knew you would. So it was definitely. I think that whole experience to me was a fun experience. I enjoyed shooting that movie. It
Yeah,
was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, even though some of the nights were late. We still had fun. I think I think one of the late nights we had was when you, Kiara, and Aaron were talking on the couch. I know that was a late night. Um, but Aaron had me rolling. I was like, because again, Aaron is another person that you look at him, you think he's all serious all the time. Aaron is goofy
Right.
too. Aaron is
Yes.
completely goofy, and I the way
Oh man.
and
Real
and
funny.
and the bloopers that y'all saw in the movie, there were actually more. I didn't have time to put more in there. But Aaron was just,
Yes.
I don't know what Aaron was talking about. He was just talking, he was just
Man, it had me
talking.
rolling.
He was just talking.
Had me
I was
rolling.
like, the dung in Africa. What are you talking about, sir? Like
Like
what?
what? Yeah. Like what, sir? What did you say? Yeah, no, had me rolling, man. That I mean, that's another person. It's like you really got some you just really had some strong actors, and I was really just paying attention to them. So you know, I appreciate them.
Speaking of, we got to talk about what was the biggest moment for me in my career. Uh, Getting the opportunity to shoot with Miss Nakia Burrise, who played Tanya on Power Rangers. Like that was a big moment for me as a, the kid inside of me was like, I'm shooting with a Power Ranger. But how was it for you, man? Like I said again, I remember we all met up in Atlanta, and
Hmm.
she was there for the convention, and we shot those scenes. I don't know if you know this originally, but originally I wanted her just to do like a Zoom call. It was just gonna be like a FaceTime or whatever. Um, and so then she was like, "Well, how about?" I'm trying to imitate her voice. Well, how about I could be there, like I could actually be there in person. I was like, excuse me, you definitely can be here in person. You definitely can do that.
Right, right.
So
Absolutely.
we worked everything out, and she was there, and so it was just awesome. And I had this conversation. I talked about this with Sean in the last VPN chat with Chantel, but because she's the reason actually why I know Nakia. Um, but it was just an honor,
Really?
and yeah. Chantel introduced me to Nakia because okay, real quick, Nakia had a show called a web series called Class Dismissed. Chantel actually flew
Uh-huh.
out to LA to be a part of it, so that's how she knows Nakia. Chantel took me to a Power Ranger convention in Atlanta. She introduced me to Nakia, so me and Nakia connected, and then she was on VPN Mag, and then we just kept in contact ever since then. And so that's how
Oh,
that
wow.
relationship happened. So it's
Okay.
all thanks to Chantel Wheeler.
Okay. Shout out to Chantel. That's another one. Gosh,
Yeah.
Lee, man. Everybody, I'm listen. Chantel is another one. Just phenomenal when you watch. You're like, dang, how you bring that out like that? That's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Gosh, Lee.
So that's how that happened. So that's how Nakia was able to that's why she was on For the Love of Christmas. So how was it working with her? Because honestly, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I feel like y'all had amazing chemistry too. Even though that scene was very brief,
Hmm.
y'all had amazing chemistry as well. So how was that working with Nakia?
Um, well, it was great. It was I had to stay calm, because in my eyes, like, this is a star. So I'm just like, let me make sure I maintain, my poise
Hmm.
and just be normal and not be a creep, just acting alongside of her with especially with her experience and um just time in the industry. So
Yeah.
it was great. It was great. And she's she was actually more down to earth than I thought. Like extra cool, extra cool. She made me feel really, really comfortable, and that's what I appreciated most about her. So shout out to Nakia, and it was great. I would love to work with her again as well.
Yeah, it was. The feeling for me was I had to not be a fan,
Yes,
and like I said again, coming from in my eyes, like this is somebody I watched on TV as a kid. Like you're a Power Ranger, so I had to like
right,
really, I had to reel
right,
it in, I had to reel it in. Carlton, you're the director, and I need you to act as such. And so
right,
I had
right,
to reel all that in,
right.
because this is
Yeah,
actually
you
my
did a good job.
I
You did a good
appreciate it.
job.
I
You
appreciate
did
it
a good job.
because you like when I was introduced to her at the Ranger convention. I mean, that was my first time meeting her, but this is my first time actually like being in her presence and for a long period of time and
Yes,
actually
Yes.
having that
Being responsible.
conversation and being responsible and actually directing her. Because I mean, I think, like I told Chantel, it was cool how she came in asking questions, um, wanting to be directed. Because sometimes people of that caliber, they come in
Right.
like, all right, I already know what I'm doing. I don't need you to tell me what to do. Da da da. But it was
Right.
nothing like that at all. It was real
Yeah, no,
cool, real
extra,
chill.
extra, extra humble, extra
Yes,
cool, man. That
yes,
that like that she gave me a she gave me an example of how someone of her stature should be as well. So I appreciated her from that. So any like I would always support her in whatever like she's doing just because of that right there. She showed me humbleness and could just be a regular person and still be a star out there. So I appreciate that from her.
yes, definitely. Two more people we have to mention because this leads to the sequel. We got to talk about Ron and Sharmika. They played your cousins on For the Love of Christmas. And so, with that being said, that scene when they first come in, because they come in at the latter part of the movie, like it's like literally
Right.
towards the end. And that scene, I knew they were gonna kill it, but the way they killed it, and I saw how you were reacting with them, I was like, oh, we gotta do a sequel. Like we have to do a second one. So which leads us to For the Love of Christmas 2. And
Mm,
talk about the difference, like as far as like Rashad's mindset from the first one to the second one. Because he's in a whole,
mm,
like I said, in the first one he was engaged, found out she was using him, trying to steal his money, was sleeping with his manager, and
right.
then here we are, and then that's where he meets Annie. They kiss at the end, but we're on the
Hmm.
second one. They're actually in a full-fledged relationship, and so they end up going to Douglas.
Yeah.
First, let's talk about that. We shot in Douglas. We did actually
Yeah.
shoot on location. How was that experience for you shooting in Douglas?
Oh, it was great. Like my family is from the country. And so that's more country. And to me that I fit right in with that. I understood the culture around there, the feeling, the atmosphere. So that was cool. We stayed in the house. Like of course I'm used to doing, that. Um, and that just it forced you to lock in, which
Mm,
I loved that because it's like it's almost like you in the bubble, like this the bubble of where it like you're not doing anything but acting, and I love that for that movie. I really love that.
okay, so yeah, so let's talk about again Rashad's transition, his mindset from the first one to the second one. Talk about that for us.
Yeah, so of course I went through went through it in the first one, and it ended happy, but it was still some stuff that needed to happen. So now I move on, um, and really just progressing in my career. I feel like, and by this time, I guess I'm kind of more established, and I'm just moving on. I got my cousins, which are a trip. Ron and Sharmika, man, they just phenomenal. Like I cannot say enough about them, and what I like the most about them, and just personally like their relationship. When I see them, that they make me happy. Like besides acting, when I see them, they make me happy, and you can just tell they just good people.
Mhm.
Which that's just to be around good people. It makes you feel good,
Yeah.
and so that's the energy that I got from them, and I hope I gave it back to them because I definitely appreciate them. Um, Definitely a fan of what they do, and they carried us, and I had a great time.
Awesome. Now let's talk because for people who don't know, Donald used to get on me all the time about having a crew. Now, if I talked about something on Facebook about having a crew, it's because Donald said something.
Yes,
So,
yes,
so this time around, we actually had a whole film crew. Shout out to my boy Quincy Kelly, not
yes,
Q from Brotherhood, not the character,
right,
actual Quincy
right,
Kelly.
yes,
I call him Q as well, but Q
right,
and the One Accord Media family. They
Absolutely.
definitely hosted us, and at the same time, they was the production staff. So literally, I did not touch a camera at all. I
Yes.
actually directed.
Uh-huh.
I actually like was able to like just really hone in on directing the
Yeah.
actors versus doing everything.
Yep.
And I remember seeing you watch me, and I was like, in my head, like first, like, why is he looking at me? But then I realized what you were doing, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
he is taking in what he manifested over me. So
Pretty much.
yeah,
Pretty much. I love that so much for you because you work so doggone hard with doing everything, man. You do so much, and to see you not have to do that and just direct everybody around, man, it made me feel so good because you deserve that. You absolutely deserve that. And I've been telling you this for a long time. You deserved to just direct. Like you deserve to not have to run around and worry about stuff. Like you actually doing it firsthand stuff. It's like, okay, somebody come tell you something. Hey, all right, go take care of that, make sure it's done, and then come back to me. You didn't have to do anything yourself because it's a lot of pressure and it takes a lot of time away from your vision and how you want the 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 film to come out. And so just watching you do that, man, that just made me feel happy. It made me feel even more uh like energized to just deliver. Cause now I ain't gotta worry about you, in that aspect. Because we worry about you, because you're doing so much. So that was my time to just be like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to worry about him in that aspect and just let him do his thing. So that was great.
there were a couple of times where you had to like sit me down though. I remember there was
Yeah,
a couple times I was about to like go
yeah,
and try to
yeah.
do something real quick.
You was on the ledge a little bit, but that's what brothers are for, man. We come on back. Let's put some things in perspective. Look where you are. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. So there has been a campaign for a third movie for the Love of Christmas 3 from
Mm,
viewers.
really?
Um, what are your thoughts on that?
You already know my thoughts.
I don't pretend I don't.
When we filming?
When we find a director,
When we filming?
when we find a director,
Okay.
I done told you people, I am an interviewer now. I'm a
Uh-huh.
podcaster, and
Uh-huh.
I write.
Okay.
That's all y'all gonna get from me.
So you gonna write it.
I,
Are you
I
committing to that?
nope. I didn't say that. I
So,
did not say
okay.
that. I did not say that.
So if you write it and we find someone to direct it and you be a advisor.
I don't like how you're trying to put me in a trick bag. I don't appreciate it. I do not appreciate it at all. I do not appreciate it. This is
Sir,
this is not what friends do.
you give the people what they want. Okay? You get the people what they want.
So I'm okay. Let's put okay. This is what I had to do with Chantel on the last episode. We did a what if game. This is a what
Okay.
if. This is purely what if. This is not
Okay.
happening. Do
Uh-huh.
not say Carlton said we're doing a third one. This not. It's not as of right now. I'm on the microphone. As of
Wow, you
right
got
now,
you got
I'm
to get close to say
yes.
that.
I have to get close to say
Wow.
this. There is not going to
Wow.
be a For the Love of Christmas 3 right now. We're not doing it. Don't ask me. This is not confirming that we're doing For the Love of Christmas 3. Okay, I just want to put that out there. So what
Okay.
if there were to be
Okay.
a For the Love of Christmas 3, what would you like to see
Uh-huh.
Rashad doing? Like, what would you like for Rashad to be doing at this point? Because keep in mind, him and Annie, they had that marriage thing, and I'm gonna assume that later on they actually did get married. They actually really signed the paper, this is, and
Right.
did all the stuff you got to do. So I'm just gonna say
Right.
Rashad and Annie are married. So with that being said, where is Rashad's journey if there was a For the Love of Christmas 3?
Well, we definitely gonna have some problems in the marriage.
Why?
Um,
Why do we
we
why?
we we not big problems, not big problems, but
Well,
I this is why. This is why. Let me
okay,
tell you.
okay,
This is why. We're
okay.
gonna have problems in the marriage because I'm going to be so obsessed with my career that my attention is not going to be on my marriage.
Mm.
Um, with that obsession, uh, I'm gonna meet people that are also obsessed with their craft, and we might bond in some type of way. Um, my cousins, something crazy got to happen with them. Something crazy got to happen because I know they gonna perform. I know they're gonna deliver. Like it's just, I mean, we already know they're gonna be funny. Um, but uh, but yeah, that's what I would like to see that. I would like
What
to see
about
that.
your best friends?
They definitely got to come back. Um, I would definitely like to see more of my interaction with Kiara character, and her being married and with their baby and all this stuff. Yeah, it can go in so many directions.
What about your ex fiance and your ex manager? What are they doing?
I feel like they got to show up. I feel like they have to show up, um, because of the grind. They have to show up, but this may also give them a chance for redemption as well. So I think that'll be something as well.
So you think, okay, let's go back to our brotherhood conversation. So you think that Kyle, paid by Frank,
Uh huh.
can be redeemed for what he did? He slept
Yeah. He.
with your now ex fiance.
Uh
So
huh.
there
Uh huh.
could be some redemption.
Yeah.
According to your car according to what we just talked about with
Mm-hmm.
brotherhood. So
Yeah. Yeah. He can be redeemed. Not with me though. He could just be redeemed. Yeah. He can be redeemed. She can be redeemed. And I have to say thank you for taking that off of my hand, because if we'd have went through with it, then I'd have been stuck with it. So thank you, Frank. Hey, he can always be redeemed. We ain't gonna be cool, but he can be redeemed. We can see him in a good light. He can come back. Everybody deserves second chance. At life. So yeah, he can. Yeah, they can both come on back. He can both come on back.
Well, you recently we just recently saw a movie that you were in that's out on Tubi right now, The Veteran. Um, I just want to say to you, I am super proud of you, bro. Like I watched that film and it's it was a beautiful thing to see just see you to see something that you're in that I'm not a part of. It was beautiful to really actually see. Again, I saw growth. I saw you. Real. I saw the character. I didn't see Donald. I saw who you portraying. I was texting you throughout the movie. Like, I was literally watching. I was texting you. I was first of all, shout out to the writer and director of the film. Shout out to the cast of that film. That film was phenomenal. It was very good. I love the twist. I love the twist. It was awesome. I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but it was. If
Right.
y'all have some time, please watch The Veteran. It's on Tubi right now. Yeah, that was you did it, bro. That was awesome. I just want to take the time to acknowledge you and recognize you. Just say how deeply proud of you that I am. So good job and just continue the great work, man. I just like I said, I'm honored to know you.
Man, I
Like
appreciate that, man.
I really am. So, and this is
Yeah.
not me just talking for the people. This is truly from the heart. Like I really, it's an honor to know you. You know what I'm saying? You it's deeper with us than just VPN and acting and all this other
Right.
stuff, bro. Like I really consider you my brother. And I really
Right.
am so appreciative. I'm appreciative of our friendship and I'm appreciative of just everything that you have been to me and I just everything you've done. So I just want to take the time to say thank you. I really do appreciate you.
I appreciate it, man. I listen. Look, I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry out here. I ain't gonna cry. But brother, I feel the same way, man. I appreciate you, and I tell you this all the time. I'm like really grateful to have met you, um, and just everything that you have allowed me to do. Like you don't understand like what you've done for like my life, and just doing what I wanted to do. You really had a huge part in that, and almost kind of like saving me from some things that I probably would have been doing that wasn't so good for my life. But this has really helped me, so I appreciate you. And I and thank you for shouting out the movie too. Shout out to Antonio Jefferson. That is the writer director. He's another one that's just like you, doing indie stuff, doing all the stuff, by himself. Excellent writer, very passionate, you know, and I'm used to that because that's what you do. But nah, he's phenomenal at what he does. Please go see that movie. Um, Click it on Tubi and watch it. So I appreciate you shouting that out, man. Thank you.
No problem, bro. I mean, like, and just I don't know this brother, but I'm sure he understands. Sometimes you just gotta go get it, bro. Like you can't
Yeah.
if you sit and wait on people to assist you, support you, whatever, you're gonna be stuck. You're not gonna get anywhere. Like I
Right.
always feel like you may not have the best quality stuff. And I'm talking
Right.
about me. I'm talking about me. Like this is how I started. I started out with
Mm-hmm.
a rinky dink
Right.
camera. Had a little rinky dink
Mm-hmm.
camera I bought from Target. And I said I want to create a
Okay.
series.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm going to do it. And like I had all these ideas, and I was like, no, I don't have. I kept saying I don't have this. I don't have this, whatever. But if I would have let all that stop me, then I wouldn't be where I am now. And so shouting out
Right.
to what we said his name is Antonio.
Antonio, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and to Antonio, all the people out there doing it, like just picking up putting pens to the pad, picking up a
Right.
camera. If you just do it, like the
Right.
progress and the growth will come if you stay consistent in what you're doing. It's gonna happen. I love, like I said, I love. We sometimes that we have people come to the house and we watch I watch our old stuff and we just kind of watch.
Right.
And I love, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, some moments are cringy. I'm like, uh.
Right.
But
Right.
at the end of the day, you get to watch the growth. And that's what I
Yes.
love about what we all are doing. It's about, for me, it's about growth. It's about how can we be better at what we're doing? Because at the end of the day, if we focus on how we can better our craft, we want to focus on how we can be better humans in life. That's how I feel.
Right.
So, you know, I ain't trying to get all preachy, but there you go. I'm a PK, so you know, it comes out from time to
Right.
time.
Of course. Of course. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Is there any words of advice? Is that was not proper English? Are there any words of advice that you give somebody who who wants to get into acting, or who may be in a position like you were? They're doing something totally different, but they want to tap into that creative side. What words of advice can you give somebody?
Learn from everybody. Learn from everybody. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I know these are like simple things, uh, but be allow yourself to learn from everybody, from anybody, whether that's what not to do or if it's something that you should be doing. And I think if you can just do that, um, it'll help you do whatever you want to do in life. Because a lot of people are just stuck because they feel like they can't learn something from this person for whatever reason,
Hmm.
or they're uh, or they think they don't belong there. It's like, no, you have to go get it. You're not gonna know unless you get there.
Right,
You're just not gonna know. You don't know what you don't know. Like,
right.
just go, just go do it. Don't be afraid to start something. Man,
I think,
I know people hear that all the time. So
yeah, I think that's the theme of this episode. Go get it. Because I think it's a recurring thing we keep saying to go get it. You got to go get it. So I think
yeah,
that's definitely the theme of this episode. Go get it. I can't let you go. I was about to let you go, but I just thought about. I have to ask you about Pastor Thorne. I forgot about. I completely forgot about that. I
ooh,
completely forgot about that. So you were in Pastor Thorne. You were in the first one.
yeah.
Um, you were kind of sort of in the second one. Kind of sort of.
I was in the second one.
You were in it, but I'm saying like you didn't film the second one. Like you weren't in
Uh huh.
the newer stuff because
Uh huh.
again behind the scenes stuff we shot the big. If you watch Pastor Thorne 2, after the title sequence, all that scene with Donald and Kiara and Marquise, we shot that during Pastor Thorne 1, so that was
Right.
already shot.
Yeah.
So how did you feel, because you saw Pastor Thorne 2 and it actually called me, how did you feel from being in Pastor Thorne 1 and then actually watching Pastor Thorne 2? Like what was that like for you?
Man. First of all, the anticipation, because I knew, what we had filmed. So the anticipation of, seeing Pastor Thorne and then watching Pastor Thorne 2, the anticipation was crazy. But Pastor Thorne 2, and I told you this already, it was so freaking good. The intro for me, that was just ridiculous. So, of course, I'm telling everybody, hey, go watch it. But watching my scene and actually watching it, actually seeing what we filmed, because you didn't show us,
Mm-hmm.
you wanted us to be surprised. And watching that, I was like, oh, I actually believed myself. Like, I was in it. I was in that moment when we did that, when we filmed that, that part. And for you to use it on Pastor Thorne 2, man, that was the way you put it together. That was phenomenal. I was definitely very proud of my work. Um, and a lot of times we're very critical of ourselves, but I I was really happy to see the performance and the way I delivered that. So if you haven't seen Pastor Thorne 2, definitely watch it because the whole film is crazy, crazy good. Um, but you might be shocked by the first part. Actually, the very first beginning of Pastor Thorne 2, like that starts off with a bang. So go watch it. Definitely go watch that.
Actually, I'm gonna say watch both of them. Go ahead and watch both Pastor Thorne 1 and 2 if you haven't seen them. Go ahead and watch the
Yes.
first one and the second one. I feel
Yes.
like shout out to the cast of both films. I feel like both films were phenomenal. Both films
Oh
were
yeah.
amazing. Both casts did an amazing job. I look like I said, the first one set everything up. The second one kind of put the icing on the cake. I feel like,
Yeah.
so I really I enjoyed making both films. It was amazing to continue that story. Um, there's also a campaign for Pastor Thorne 3. I'm not saying there's going to be one, not saying it. All I'm saying is there's a campaign for it, but people want
Oh, okay.
Pastor.
Well, let me say this then. If it's a Pastor Thorne 3, by the way, when you watch Pastor Thorne 2, you never saw me die. I just want to put that out. You never saw me die. He just woke up. You never saw me die. It's just out there. You never saw me die. Never saw me. You never saw me die.
Sir, I hate to break this to you. Nathan
And
is
look, even when Lakeisha was talking about me, like, yeah, somebody did this, I was like, nah, that still is not really definitive. So you never know.
I feel like it was
You never
mentioned.
know.
I think it was mentioned. I'm gonna go back and first of all, I'm gonna go back and look what I wrote, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch it. I feel like it was mentioned that Nathan died.
you
I
never
feel
saw nothing. You
I I
listen.
I
We
feel
we
like
didn't
I
see
feel
nothing.
like he died. I
We
feel like he died.
I feel like we don't know. Look, we don't know what happened. Because and listen, when I was watching it, I was waiting for the thing to be like, oh, okay, yeah, he dead for real. I ain't see it. I ain't see it. I didn't feel it either. I didn't feel it.
Wow. Wow. Okay,
So
ladies
if
and
it's so if it's a PT3, you might see your boy. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, as a ghost.
You got to give the people what they want.
Like I said, none of this stuff is definitive. I'm just playing the what if game. So
Okay.
there's that. All right, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen, that is it. Donald Ross Jr., everybody. Thank you so much, sir, for spending time with me, chatting it up. I definitely appreciate it. Are there any last words that you want to say to the people?
No, I appreciate everyone for supporting me, definitely my friends, my family for supporting me in my acting journey. And again, thank you, Carlton, for really just giving me an opportunity to do my passion. And I'm forever grateful to you for that. So I appreciate you, brother.
I thank you, brother. And you already know what it is. We're not doing this right now. we because you almost got me, and then had to reel it in, and we're
Okay.
not because both of us will just yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for VPN chat. Thank y'all so much for joining me here on this episode. We'll see you next time. Y'all be easy. Peace.